After an ABC News brief, the show started with host Tom Bergeron reminding us of the old show business adage "the show must go on," and said this week's show was in honor of those who lost their lives at the shooting rampage on Sunday. This round's theme is guilty pleasures, so the celebrities will have to reveal a few personal things to the audience this week. Here's a rundown of the night scores. From highest to lowest, Lindsey Stirling, 27 out of 30. This oh-so-clever jive is the highest scoring routine of the season so far, and not only did the judges all love it, the dance had the studio audience on its feet. Lindsey is channeling all of her energy into the show right now. She very recently had a bad breakup, and this show is helping her push through. So what's her guilty pleasure? Staying in her pajamas all day long. Mark comes up with an inspired routine to the Wham! Song "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." Judge Carrie-Ann Inaba said it will go down as one of her favorites of all time. She also told Lindsey she can see her body and soul getting stronger. Fellow judge Bruno Tonioli told Mark he threw everything at his partner, content-wise, and that Lindsey was not outdanced. And head judge Len Goodman told the crowd that if he was dreaming, please don't wake him up. Jordan Fisher, 25 out of 30. Jordan's pro partner Lindsey is thrilled they get the Charleston this week. Jordan's response? "What's that? But this kid is game for anything." He tells us his guilty pleasure is one lots and lots of young men have: comic books. Jordan tells us he was more of an arts kid than a sports kid when he was growing up, and he escaped into comic books. The routine starts out with a back handspring by both performers and just ramps up from there. Bruno called it Mission Incredible and told Jordan he was an X-Men first class. Carrie-Ann said there was a lot going on in the dance and Jordan never got lost. Len apologized for being grumpy and thinks Jordan is terrific, but didn't think there were enough Charleston steps in the choreography to actually qualify as a real Charleston. Vanessa Lachey, 23 out of 30. Vanessa had an added challenge this week. Her regular partner, Maxim, is missing in action. The show didn't explain, other than to say he had to take care of some personal issues. So once again, the valiant Alan stepped in to take over for this jazz routine. He brings in the female dancers from the troupe since Vanessa's guilty pleasure is having a girls' night. They dance to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. All three judges thought Vanessa danced well in unison with the pro dancers. Len added that it was also fun for everyone to watch. Drew Scott, 23 out of 30. Drew may be a reality television star on Property Brothers, but the TV shows he likes to binge-watch are true crime shows. Emma choreographs an Argentine tango that lets them play around with the detective theme and the judges are thrilled. Len said there was no crime or mystery here. Drew had good characterization and is on a roll. And Carrie-Ann thinks Drew is showing confidence and growing in his skills each week. Victoria Arlen, 22 out of 30. Victoria's guilty pleasure is one of those songs that, like it or not, you can't get out of your head. And her partner, Val, absolutely does not like it. But Chumbawamba's tub theming has become an anthem for Victoria. I get knocked down, but I get up again, and she wants that song to help her get through the quick step. After the routine she says her legs haven't moved that quickly in 12 years. Carrie-Ann told Victoria she's on the path to a 10 and to keep working hard. Len thought the routine had nice content, along with great entertainment and fun, and Bruno praised her for always going for it. Nikki Bella, 21 out of 30. The WWE star lets us in on the fact that her guilty pleasure is reading romance novels. She says she's obsessed with them. Artem rejects the idea of Fabio or damsel in distress, and they instead go for the more timely 50 Shades of Grey. It's tricky because they have to do a Viennese waltz using this theme, and the song Love on the Brain. It probably doesn't matter what the judges said because her fiancé, John Cena, comes up after the steamy routine and gives her a big hug and a kiss. Tom asks him what he thought of the dance, and he called it sexy and fearless, just like Nikki. And the audience went out. Bruno thought everything worked. Carrie-Ann likes that she's not afraid of taking risks, but warned her against taking too much control. Len agreed and said he wants to see a little more softness mixed with her aggression. Derek Fisher, 21 out of 30. Fish tends to get wrapped up in the stats and the numbers of things, including dancing. Sharna gently encourages him not to focus on that and instead just dance. Derek's guilty pleasure is watching reruns of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so he channels his best inner Will Smith to shake it off with a colorful cha-cha. Carrie Ann appreciates that he's been listening to their constructive criticism and was much more relaxed this week. Bruno advised him to keep this momentum going and reminded him that if he's having a good time, we'll have a good time. And Len said Will Smith would be proud, and so was Len. Nick Lachey, 21 out of 30. Nick was fired up this week because he was disappointed about being in Jeopardy last week. His guilty pleasure is watching romantic comedies, so he and Vanessa have fun acting out a few movie scenes, including Love Actually. Peta designs are jazz dance around jazzercise and even gets Nick into a unitard. Carrie Ann called the dance lighthearted and fun. Bruno likes how he is getting into the performance more. And Len called the routine out with 3 C's: concept, commitment, and confidence. Frankie Muniz, 21 out of 30. DWTS doesn't let its celebs shy away from their truths. And for Frankie, his guilty pleasure is boy bands. He's been a fan of them for his whole life. Luckily he gets to ask Nick Lachey for a few pointers. And Joey Fatton even pops in for a cameo. Frankie realizes the main things you need are confidence and good hair. Whitney is challenged with choreographing a samba, which is tough because Frankie's hips pretty much don't move. Carrie Ann told the actor he was great at the boy band stuff, the samba not so much. Len said it was fun to watch Frankie fulfill a dream, but he needs to work on those hips. Terrell Owens, 21 out of 30. T.O.'s first guilty pleasure was chocolate. But Cheryl quickly rejected that one. She doesn't think it's guilty. So his second choice was breakdancing. Now there's something Cheryl can work with, maybe. Because she also has to make it look like a salsa dance. Carrie Ann thinks Terrell brought it more this week than he has before. Bruno thought the routine, while not traditional, was still a party. And Len praised Terrell for coming back this week with energy and fun. Sasha Peters, 19 out of 30. Sasha and Gleb have to cook up a jazz routine this week. Her guilty pleasure is baking. She loves it because it reminds her of her grandma in South Africa, who she always baked with when she was a kid. They use lots of props, and Gleb even ends up with a pie in the face. All 3 judges thought it was enjoyable, but a little too loose, and Len didn't think it showcased Sasha's abilities. All 11 couples will return next Monday night for the always emotional Most Memorable Year theme night.